Hello there, this is Andrew, and I'm here to tell you about the narrative of the life of Frederick Douglass and what the themes are. But first off, let's start with the story. Frederick Douglass was a very remarkable individual that went through many trials and tribulations in his lifetime in order to become free. His story is one of strength, perseverance, and an unshakable will. Frederick Douglass was born into slavery between 1817 and 1818. He was separated from his mother, and his father was believed to have been his own slave owner. While slaves had it very hard, Frederick Douglass had it a bit easier than since he served mostly in the household. At the age of 7, he was given to someone else and moved to Baltimore. In the city, Douglass lived a more free life because in the city, the slave masters had to worry about how they appeared in front of others. They didn't want to look too cruel in public. Over time, Frederick Douglass learns to read about how evil slavery truly is, and that there is the abolitionist movement that seeks to end slavery. Later on, he is under control of Edward Covey, who is known for being extremely harsh on his slaves. For a while, he breaks Douglass's spirit and barely has time to relax from the torment, but eventually he has a long fight which lasts about 2 hours against Covey, and after it's over, Douglass is never even touched again by Covey. Douglass may still be considered a slave right now, but now he considers himself to be a free man in his own mind. While he may physically have to follow other people's orders, he now thinks for himself and has much more freedom to do as he wishes. Douglass had to go through many other trials, including being arrested and dealing with other slave masters, and even being greatly intimidated and threatened by others. Despite having to go through so much, he still kept a strong will and had his mind set on freedom and liberty. Eventually, Frederick Douglass escaped to New York and became a free man as well as marrying a free woman. As a free man, Frederick Douglass wanted to keep all slaves to help all slaves become free and enjoy liberty like he was now enjoying. He joined the abolitionist movement, and became one of its most prominent speakers. He now became an inspiration to everyone and encouraged some people to become free and support freedom just as he does. Frederick Douglass is an excellent example of how one can achieve anything if they are persistent and put their mind to it. His journey from being born into slavery and going through many harsh trials and finally achieving freedom is inspirational in the way that it shows anyone can be free if they have the right mindset. For Frederick Douglass to become a free man, he had to first free his mind and realize that freedom was his natural right. He literally fought for the right and had a victory when he fought Mr. Covey. For when that happened, he showed that he was sovereign and had dignity. While he was still considered to be a slave in his mind, he now saw himself as a free man, and this mindset eventually motivated him to leave slavery altogether. Frederick Douglass shows how freedom is so important and how it is the most desirable thing on earth. He shows how he was willing to do whatever it takes for him to become free. His example shows that people can get or become whatever they want, and if they put enough effort into it and are persistent enough. Frederick Douglass also teaches us that freedom is invaluable and ought to be cherished, and that we should love and appreciate the blessings of freedom and liberty and do whatever it takes to preserve these great aspects.